Hail Metal, I am your host, Mark. Welcome to 2018. We've been doing this for how long now, JP?
We started October 2015.
And we're how many movies in?
This is episode number 15. And today, I was saying to my wife, I'm going to go drink beer with my friends and talk about heavy metal and movies. I've been doing this, it's almost 4 years now.
Hell yeah.
This is awesome. So it's like an anniversary, 15 episodes.
15 episodes, and some of those movies we've done have been very enjoyable, some of them not so much. What are some of your favorites, guys?
Oh my god. Where's the list?
I have so many.
Oh my god, no.
Well, alright, hold on. Before we talk about that, let's introduce everybody.
Yes.
Joining us for the first time ever, we have Taryn from Crepitus and my mortal enemies, Hammer Drone. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Good to be here.
I'll explain that later. And JP, of course, joining us once again. And Ben. Taryn, this is the first time joining us. You haven't watched any of these movies we're going to talk about first.
I have not.
Yeah. Fresh meat for the grinder.
Wasn't too scary, I survived.
Before we get into the film we watched, let's talk about some of the things that we've seen over the past 15 episodes. Like I said, some great films, some
Six
really
String
bizarre
Samurai.
ones. Six String Samurai.
Yeah,
That was
the first one I watched for you guys.
Yeah.
And I love it. It's a great movie. I was ashamed that I'd never seen it before.
Terror Vision is one of my favorites that no one else liked.
Terror Vision is good. We've seen Shocker, Trick or Treat, Fubar, all the best of the worst rock and roll movies, and of course Return to Nukem High, which we all thought was supremely good.
Yeah.
And we'd love to do the sequel if it ever gets released.
Soon.
Hopefully. I've seen it in theater, seen a pre-screening of it last year, and it was incredible. It's, over the top and crazy, and hopefully we'll actually get a Blu-ray of it soon.
I want to give a special mention to Hard Rock Zombies.
And honorable mention.
and and Death Metal Zombies.
Oh,
That's right.
That set a new bar for how low it can go.
that made our producer and director tonight, James, who's also on the panel a lot, very angry. What did you think of Death Metal Zombies, James?
Boo! That's awesome.
Okay, the movie we're talking about today is 2016's The Devil's Candy. I love this movie. It was one of my favorite films of last year. Had any of you guys seen it before?
Nope.
No, never.
No. Let's get to a trailer and then we'll get into talking about it.
We've come to the place where we joke about the idea of the devil. But that is Satan's lie to distract us from the reality of who he is.
Hey, what's going on?
It's like it flowed through me. I don't remember painting this.
This is Mommy and Daddy's house. They're dead.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry.
I need to come home now.
We are his pawns. We are his demons on earth. He uses us to carry out his unspeakable deeds.
Just the gas?
He's right. You are the sweetest candy of them all.
The Devil's Candy, directed by Sean Byrne. Alright, just initial reactions. What do you think?
It was pretty cool. It was very death metal looking. Lots of black metal references. Long-haired people killing each other.
JP?
I liked it. Streamlined, effective. I don't mean little in the terms to belittle it, but it was just a simple story, effective and shocking and fun.
Yeah, I loved it. Didn't hold back from the get-go. It was restrained to the story. It was original. Had a good slice of metal in it.
Yeah, we'll talk about the soundtrack in a little bit, but I liked the way metal was represented in it. It wasn't an evil thing. I don't think so. I never perceived it that way. It was more like it was a thing that the father and daughter really enjoyed together, and that felt very natural to me. I really liked how their characters played off each other, and the fact that they love metal. Like one of my favorite scenes in the entire film is we're just driving in the car, and I think they're listening to maybe Soulfly at the time. I can't really remember, or Cavalier Conspiracy or something like that. And the mom says, "Can we listen to something less heavy?" And the little girl peeks up and goes, "Like Metallica?"
It's still metal if you don't annoy the mother.
Let's do something that's a little bit less heavy. Metallica?
I'm not sure that's what your mom had in mind.
There's another scene in there with the daughter as well too. Just in the beginning of the movie, she comes in. Her father's a painter, and he's painting this picture, and she says, "Butterflies? That's not metal." he jumps up and is like, "Yeah, well, most people don't like metal," and then it cuts to this look on her face, just like, "Huh?"
Really?
So yeah, how did you feel metal was represented in this film?
It could have gone a little bit more if they explored some other genres. There was a lot of Pantera and Metallica, obvious ones. But it's just the imagery of it was great. The characters were not the usual idiots from Airheads. It was.
And that happens a lot. Like you haven't seen all these crazy movies that we've seen, but yeah, it's usually the dumbass or metal is evil or metalheads are stupid.
The metal family dynamic is very cool though, because you see how much it really connects.
Yeah, he was a guy with long hair and tattoos and an artist and likes metal, and that's a more realistic representation than, like you said, these two dumb bangers, Bill and Ted type guys, and then fighting the devil who comes out of a record that's played backwards, which is fun and cool too.
Yeah.
But this is far more realistic representation of just the average metal fan.
It's trick or treat. A lot of the stuff we've watched is like indicative of that Satanic Panic. That's kind of how those movies got made.
Yeah.
And it's always portrayed as the evil or the satanic or the record played backwards, all that kind of stuff. This was a great representation of the modern metal family. So much so that it played true. And that was awesome.
Yeah.
You could see that family. You could see them in other people, you know.
Yeah.
And that was really cool. The relationship was awesome. It was believable the whole time.
Yeah, I love the dynamic between the father and the daughter. I mean,
And the fact that they were kind of a little bit, you know, he's a struggling artist.
Yeah.
His kid wants a guitar, but he can't afford the guitar, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the wife is working in the hair salon, and they're just getting good at barely getting by, right? So
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty realistic.
so we never really synopsize the film at all. A lot of times we do. So, anyone want to try to synopsize this? It's pretty concise. It's really.
Go for it, Taryn.
Ooh. How many details you guys brought up that I didn't even notice? It appeared to me there was a family who bought a house that seemed way too big for a hair salon to have. They move in, somebody had unrelatedly died there, and, well, I guess it was the kid goes crazy and starts to kill everyone. Which we know evil doesn't pay kids, so in the end, you know, he shouldn't have started the killing.
Well, I guess we'll talk about the antagonist then, the large man with the guitar.
He's a pretty big part of the movie.
Yeah, I mean, he's our main antagonist there. He was creepy as all hell. His character actor, I don't remember his name off the top of my head. He's a lot of things, but yeah, he was creepy as all hell.
You know what? I'm going to get just slightly politically correct in this modern age here. I didn't. I always thought, okay, why is the serial killer always this pudgy, old, short-haired guy, white, scruffy, dirty? I mean, it seems like it's a stereotypical mass murderer guy. All the mass murderers. It's not like a young Asian girl or an old black dude. He looked just like, oh yeah, he's a serial killer, like instantly, because he's like drooling and picking his nose. This almost cliche.
Is it because, though, he's more believable as the metalhead, though? Because he starts off at the beginning playing that guitar and amp
Doing
in
that,
the bedroom.
the power chords doing them.
Yeah, with the cross and everything and driving his family mad. If you were to do that with an old African American or Asian lady. It's not believable.
20 years in an asylum, anybody's going to let themselves go a little.
Yeah. As an old, fat, dirty guy with a beer belly and twisted shave, it's like, I resent being represented.
Okay, you need to do like a side by side of him. They're nothing alike.
Use your best creepy face, baby.
I'm off my soapbox now.
What? I don't know. I didn't read it that way. I didn't even read him as a metalhead. He was playing heavy guitar to drown out the voices in his head.
Yes.
Because it wasn't like he was walking around with a Metallica shirt on or anything like that.
Good point.
Yeah, the tracksuit on.
FUBU.
I think we should say that the one thing that was good about this character, unlike a lot of the other stuff we watched, is that it was all consistent.
Yeah.
His character was consistent. There wasn't anything that didn't go anywhere. We got so used to that.
Yeah.
That's true.
Watching stuff and then going, oh, this isn't going to go anywhere. Or this is going to fade out.
And earlier I was being a little facetious with the whole joke about the white male serial killer, but I really liked his role. He had very little dialogue, but he did it very well because he just looked odd and had that quirky look to him on purpose. So I thought it was very well portrayed, where he didn't really say or do crazy things, perhaps like Dee Snider in Strangeland, where he was saying all this weird stuff. He's just this shambling old guy. He's like, I'm sorry, I got to hit you with a rock. Bang.
Yeah.
The guitar interest, I think, could have been played up a bit more.
Yeah.
So he does bring up that kind of, hey, I used to play.
Yeah.
But that never, he just went nuts.
The link is between him and the girl, right?
Yeah, well, when he shows up at the door, opens the door, and the girl's like this big, weird-looking man is just staring at me, not saying words. Then he sees the tattoo of a flying V that she has, and then he says, I have one like that. And then she's just talking his ear off. She's, all right, he's one of mine.
Yeah.
Cool, we can talk.
That's right.
No, he's not.
Yeah, no. So, like, yeah, that was, like, she was... I kind of like that, too, though, because, I mean, hey, like, we see another guy with a fucking metal shirt on or whatever in public, you're just walking around the grocery store.
Yeah, it's the benefit.
A little nod.
Exactly, yeah.
Hey, he's one of ours. Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Happened to me in Disneyland. Guy walked past me and went, Sepultura. It was awesome.
But yeah, but he turned out, his character was super creepy. I love that about him, though. Like, when he shows up in he's in the girl's bed. And he's not doing anything weird sexually, which I was kind of thankful for. I didn't want to have to deal with that in watching this movie. But he is still creepy as fuck.
And it's almost because the character, he's mentally unbalanced. It's not because he's pure evil and enjoys it. He's like almost apologetic when he's there. It's like, please don't. I don't want to have to do this. But he has that compulsion.
I have to do that thing I don't want to do now.
Yeah, that's the kind of what it is with that mental illness, right? Is that it's unpredictable.
Yeah.
And unpredictable is scary.
Yeah.
In his case, for the character in this film, I really liked him just because I think they made it so basic. But what it allowed them to do was concentrate very much on the development of the family. And they're really who you're watching.
Yeah.
And their development was perfect.
I think it was great. The mother didn't have a lot to do, but I mean, it was really the story about the father and the daughter is what it's focusing on, right? And there's several times where he sort of fucks up as a dad and doesn't pick her up. She's at a brand new school. He gets into his painting, doesn't pick her up, and of course that leads to where she gets abducted by this crazy man.
I like the interesting subplot of him talking to the owner of the art gallery, and maybe there's a subtle undercurrent that this could be a devil metaphor.
Yeah.
With the possession through the painting and through the art and things like that.
That's so funny because that's exactly what I got from that. The scenes with the art gallery, there was only 2.
Yeah.
And it felt like David Lynch. It was like, what the hell? The way that they talked and the silence around her voice and everything. And there was a moment when she called him back and she was telling him that he liked the artwork.
Yeah.
And I was like, is it something to do with the art gallery and the artwork that has something to do with the killer? And then he had the guy come to his house and it almost was like a devil thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, very swell.
I was thinking a conspiracy where they're trying to make the brooding artist by killing his family so they get the mint art.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Honestly, I never thought about it that way. I mean, the first time I watched it, when I watched it last year, I didn't know anything about the story. I didn't know anything going into it, and I was kind of thought it was the father going to be possessed by whatever evil is in this house that the same guy was hearing in the beginning, because he starts to hear voices as he's painting. It doesn't take that at all, but the voices he's hearing are from children that are already been killed. But that's where I thought it was going at first. I thought it was like, oh, this father's going to become crazy. It's, it's the Shining sort of thing.
I was thinking Amityville.
Yeah, or Amityville. Yeah, true.
And it didn't go that way, which
yeah.
is awesome.
My interpretation was sort of what you thought it was originally, but then moved away from. I thought he was kind of being possessed through the art and the music in the house and all this stuff, and then he fought back, destroyed his painting, and broke free, and had the vision, maybe.
Yeah, you can read into it a lot. This brilliantly directed film really is short, concise. It keeps everything together, but still gets lots of character development. Sean Byrne directed it. He directed a film earlier called The Loved Ones. Now I know Ben, you've seen The Loved Ones before. You guys seen it? It's a fun film. I liked it. You didn't like it so much, yeah. About this girl who gets snubbed for her prom and kidnaps.
But you didn't like that?
Well, she kidnaps the guy. Yeah, like it gets pretty gory. She does get the guy at the end, and her father helps, and he's nailed to a table and stuff like that. Yeah, it's pretty messed up.
It's funny you mentioned gore though, because there was virtually no on-screen violence at all. There was a shooting. Yeah, but virtually everything was implied.
Yeah.
Even the most horrible scenes are left to the imagination.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was when he hit the kid in the head with a rock. There was that, but again, everything like slashers, everything happens off screen.
Mm-hmm.
You don't actually see it happen.
Yeah.
There's implications everywhere.
And compared to the gory stuff we usually watch on the show, where gore is just like buckets of everything thrown on the screen.
And again,
that's a nice change.
That's a cheap device, right? It's a cheap device to make your movie what they consider more watchable.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas this really didn't need it.
I just wanted to talk about the lead actor, the father, Shane Embry, which I've seen him. I remember most for the film. I'm drawing a blank on it now.
Empire Records.
Empire Records, yes. No, I don't know if you guys have seen Empire Records.
I did see it.
Empire Records, fun movie.
It is.
Yeah, it takes place all in one day at this record store that's going to be closing and stuff like that. And he's a kid that comes in and robs some records and gets caught, and then eventually hallucinates about Gwar. They're in it. Fun film. So yeah, it's like that's how I remember Shane Embry is this fresh-faced little kid, and that's not
20 years later now, he's looking haggard.
Yeah,
for the role.
Yeah, which he doesn't look like that normally. He doesn't
not been kind.
Yeah, he doesn't have the long hair and the beard usually and stuff like that. He doesn't. That's not how he usually looks. And he looked.
He's got that Iggy Pop thing going on.
Yeah, totally.
Shirtless,
like, no, 0% body fat on that.
Yeah, yeah, he did look very good.
Yeah.
Nice. Good on you, Shane.
Kind of like the younger us.
Yeah, well, I never looked that good.
When you said it was him, I was totally surprised.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have got it.
Yeah, because I was really surprised too when I looked at it. I'm like, man, shit, that's a kid from that movie. I've seen that a bunch of times too. My girlfriend loves that film. And it had Gwar in it. Maybe we could watch it with the show.
It's coming soon on Real Metal.
Yes. Okay, guys. I guess final thoughts. Really, Darren, would you recommend this film?
I absolutely, and I probably will watch it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
JB?
Very much so, yeah. Like I said, streamlined, fun, little horror movie, understated. I loved it. I'm going to watch it again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's, unlike a lot of the other stuff, I can recommend to just about anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved it. I put it on my top 10 list of last year. Anyone who follows me on social media might have seen that. I just really enjoyed this film. Okay, before we go, let's get to some plugs, shall we? Plug your bands and stuff.
Ooh. Well, when was it? When is the next finals? You guys remember?
Oh, we're gonna go. We're talk about Crepitus first before we get into
we're
Hammer Drone.
duking it out.
So yeah, what's Crepitus up to right now?
Crepitus is just recording, so we're laying low. And
where can we find out more?
but
where
that's
people
all the
listen to
more
your music?
power to bring onto Hammer Drone.
Where can we hear Crepitus music?
Crepitus is Bandcamp, or is it bandcampcrepitus.com?
And you also play with, like I mentioned earlier, Mortal Enemies.
Yes.
Hammerdrome.
That's the title fight.
Yeah, so there's this whole Vakken metal battle. Oh, JP is one of the judges in that as well. Vakken metal battle. The Calgary finals are coming up on February 23rd. We're going up against Hammerdrome. Gales of Avalon is February 23rd at Dickens, right? Producer? Yes. He give me a thumbs up.
We knew that.
Yeah, we did. Dickens is going to be a lot of fun. Like as many people to come out as possible and enjoy it.
So when I enter the venue, I'm going in disguise and voting for you guys. So
There you go, man. I'll do the same.
All right.
JP, get some plugs.
Check out CGSW Metal, Megawatt Mayhem. Lots of great metal shows on the station. Rock Bottom, Rage Cage, metal friendly radio station, CGSW.com. Lots of great metal shows on that.
Megawatt Mayhem just finished up the fucking month and a half long
By the
best
time you
of
see this, yeah, my
2017.
top 100 of 2017. It's getting a little bit laborious. But,
It's incredible.
And Ben, Carrion King, just put a new album out.
No, we just did our debut EP. It's called A Funeral Pyre. It's currently available everywhere: Facebook, Bandcamp, SoundCloud, Reverb Nation, Last.fm. Soon to be on Google Play and iTunes and all that lot, and Amazon Go or whatever.
you did an extended play in 2017? Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suggest checking it out. I mean, like,
Totally,
I
yeah.
really have no connection to it besides the fact that I mixed and mastered.
Mix and master by bar, yes.
But yeah, it's a great sounding record. Those guys were awesome. Okay, well, thanks again, gentlemen, for joining us for another episode of Real Metal. If you guys would like to see us cover a movie, leave it in the comments. Remember to hit that like, share button, and subscribe if you enjoy these episodes. And we usually end with a clip of something from the movie. I don't know, do we have anything prepared for that? Do you think we can find?
But we have a suggestion from the executive producer.
Director.
It's the
Metallica line?
I don't want to, or don't make me do the thing I don't want to do.
Yes.
Ew.
that leaves a lot of
Maximum creepiness.
I have to do that thing I don't want to do now.